I think there are few questions that we have in the chat. Yes. How do we manage our expectations if we either get bored if they are met or disappointed if they are not met? Now I have told you that. How do you manage your expectations, sir? Explore. You will get bored. So what you have to do? You have to get out of boredom. But when you get out of boredom, invariably you will land in this position of the disappointment. So, to avoid all this, don't worry about solutions. Explore first. That exploration will bring about a treasure. You will get the treasure. But you can't go for that treasure hunting. It's not like that. You have to study like a scientist who doesn't know what is the answer, what is outcome is going to be. But let's explore. Explore that possibility. That's all. In that, you are not having any expectations out of that exploration. Otherwise, what happens is you come to the class about expectations with expectations. You see? No, that's not the way you should do here. You explore. You come with the attitude of a scientist. Explore. Like one fellow, the scientists are crazy, I tell you, these fellows. But it's very interesting to see their mental framework. One fellow wanted to figure out what is the taste of a cyanide. So, what happens is you put it in mouth. In the second, your nerves stops working. It works so fast. Your brain gets, stuck. So he said, quickly I will write. He said, yes. So the fellow took it in his mouth and he wrote yes and then stopped. Now these fellows are confused whether it is sweet or sour or spicy. What is the taste of the cyanide now? It is sweet or sour, sir. The confusion will come into picture. You see, explore. In that exploration, there is a risk. The risk is what? You will never know what is the outcome. Being open is what demanded for life. You want to live life daring, courageous, is not towards a conclusion. Explore and explore and explore without coming to a particular conclusion. That's the solution.
Thank you.
Do saints have expectations? You got to ask them only. I don't know. I have no idea. Do they have expectations? I don't know. But apart from jokes, no, they don't have any expectations. They have to expect from where? From whom? They don't expect anything from God. They don't expect anything from world also. They don't have any expectations. Meaning expectation in the sense returns. I do something, you do something in return. That returns is what is referred as expectations. What should I expect? And do they have anything expecting out of themselves? That also they don't have. So they don't expect anything from others. They don't have any expectations from God, nor are they having any expectations from themselves. I expect this out of myself. That also they don't keep. Then what are they having internally, sir? We can't understand. Therefore, I say we can't understand what is their inner status. Like what is the inner status of Christ? You can't identify. What is the inner state of Buddha? You would not know. What's the inner state of Ramana? What is he expecting from God or from his people, or those who visit him, those who don't visit him, those who listen to him? There is nothing. When Paul Brunton came to Ramana was not expecting Paul Brunton to make Ramana popular, nor Ramana was disappointed when Paul Brunton left him and went away. I suppose you all know that. You know, halfway through, after a couple of years, he dropped Ramana. He thought, Ramana is not worth anymore. Useless. I thought he is great. He's not. He left him and walked away. Because Ramana was not meeting to Paul Brunton's expectations. Initially, Ramana fulfilled Paul Brunton's expectations. Therefore, Paul Brunton made Ramana popular. After that, he thought what? Ramana should do these things. Ramana did not do all those things. Therefore, what? This is what happens to all of us. You see, we go to those people. Now, Brunton comes to Ramana with some expectations. When he meets it, he says, Ramana, great. But Ramana is not functioning, living up to the expectations of Brunton. He says what? No. He is useless anymore. Now leave him and go. It is more to do with our expectations on them. From their side, they have no expectations either from the world or from God or out of themselves. I am unable to understand, explore your expectations. I am fully with you. Even I couldn't understand. Right? I am getting, you are saying, explore your outcomes. No, what I'm saying is, you have to explore when you say you are exploring, you are not pre-concluding and then thinking. You see, you have already concluded this is the problem. You see, and then you are moving towards a solution. I've already concluded I should not get angry. You see, therefore, what is that you will do when you start thinking? You will think in the opposite direction. I have already concluded I am ignorant. Now, when you say that I am ignorant, you talk about a particular patch of ignorance in you, isn't it? What I consider as my ignorance is what I call as my ignorance. I'm not playing with words, sir. Okay. Many times, these philosophical discourses, we start thinking, these guys are just playing with words. No. Think carefully. Whenever, even if you say, I don't know, your concept of I don't know is with reference to a particular patch of ignorance. Right? So, when you go towards knowledge, you will go to which knowledge? That patch only you will try to cover up, isn't it? And you will think whole knowledge is what then? The knowledge which comes and fills this gap, that hole, that missing piece. So I believe this is the missing piece. So I search only for that missing piece and consider that is exploration. No. You start from questioning the validity of your ignorance. Question the validity of your conclusion that I should not get angry. One of the fascinating lecture by Vivekananda. He asks the question, beautiful question. Why should I not steal? There is a full lecture. Why should I not steal? Is this the reason? Now that doesn't mean he says immediately you should steal. Now all of us will come to straight away conclusion what? No, you should not steal. No, that's not thinking. No, of course you should not steal. No, he challenges that and asks, why should I not steal? Is this the reason? Is this the reason? Is this the reason? If you say this is the reason, is it not this is what you are meaning there? Is it not this is what you are meaning there? I can't explore that now. You can see it's there in the in his complete works. I don't remember exactly which volume. It's there. Or if not, I will explain in some other context, some other time. But it's a very interesting question. Exploring means don't start with the conclusion. We have already concluded. Expectations are problematic. I say, why? How do you come to the conclusion? On what basis we have arrived at this conclusion? How is it that conclusion is connected to my life? Is that all about exploration? Is that all about expectations? Probing into these dimensions one by one is called exploring. Like that, you take facet by facet of life and analyze. Exploring. You should not be, ego you should not have. What do you mean? You should not be egoistic. Like, what do you know about ego? What do we know about ignorance for us to start pursuing knowledge? You don't even understand what is ignorance. Now you think, before understanding the problem, don't go for solutions. Now, natural tendency is give me the solution first, as though I know my problem already. No, this is not like you go to a doctor, he gives a prescription. Life, you can't live like that. You have to find, you have to do the research, you have to explore, you have to get it. That is why I say, wisdom of one man is a piece of information to another. Remember this. My wisdom is information to you, is not wisdom to you. Buddha's wisdom is Buddha's wisdom. Buddha's wisdom is not available to you. You can read all these books, but you will not become a Buddha. Why? You can understand also. You can write literatures. You can give discourses better than even Buddha on his teachings, but still you are not. Why? Because the words, knowledge given to you comes only as information. Exploring expectations, when I give, what I carry is my wisdom. What I give is an information to you. However more, however less doesn't make any difference. The wisdom of one man is information to another. Then how can you get it, sir? Take that information and churn out and bring out that wisdom in you. You have to work it out and bring it. Now we cannot be, you have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to life. In science, they say you should not reinvent the wheel. But in life, you have to reinvent the wheel. There's no other option. It's a tough process only, but you have to go through that process. It's a slow process demanding a lot from us. You can't get it so easily. You see, I do not remember setting any expectation or took life as it is with my best. Try and be happy with what I get from life. What is missing here? You're becoming very, very complacent. It's sheer complacency. And we say, a lot of them say this. I'm not saying it is wrong, but that's what happens to most of us in the name of spiritual and philosophical and all that. I say, I don't want anything in life. I am a very contented person. Explore that contentment. What do you mean by contentment, sir? Think carefully. Contentment, as far as you are concerned, is what? I have this. I don't want that. I don't want that. All that I don't want. But this should remain with me. Nobody should take it away from me. I repeat. I have this. You can fill in anything in that. I have this. These things should continue to remain with me. I don't want anything more. We believe this is a contented life. Contentment is not that place. Contentment means even if this is taken away from me, I remain the same. You see that? Then it is a life. I don't know what is your experience here. When you say, you know, I don't have any expectation, I'm just taking life with whatever comes to me in life, is yes, I'm getting these things, but they should remain with me. You know, my wife should be loving me. One day she comes and says, my love towards you is gone. It's dried up now. I no longer love you anymore. What will happen to me? Suddenly, you know, my land that I have invested is taken over by the government. What will you do? I'm not saying you should say, okay. That's not my point. Okay. You see, now take action, whatever actions you are supposed to do. I'm not talking about the action. Will you be able to sleep that night? Hmm? You bought about 15 acres land and you have kept there. Now suddenly the government says you are going to take over that land. And obviously they won't pay you to the market. They'll pay with some, you know, amount they'll give. Now you can't do anything. Now can you say it's okay and go to sleep on that night comfortably? Then you're living a different quality of life. Suppose if you say, Ishwaran, I don't want that adjacent land which is another 5 acres adjacent to my land. That I don't want. That's okay. That is a, you know, complacency. You see. So don't mistake complacency to be contentment. Most of the time we will take complacency to be contentment. So you have to see that. I don't know. But remember, this is the difference. Now where you are, I don't know. Now you figure it out. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ishwaranji. Thank you very much. There's a lot for us to explore. We have to explore our expectations. We have to explore the fact that we don't start with a conclusion. Wisdom of one man is information to another. So there's a lot of exploration for us to do. So thank you so much for all of that. May I call our director for Shri Premji to give the vote of thanks. And after that, I'll announce the forthcoming programs.
Thank you, Ishwaranji, for this interesting topic and taking your time to come and share with us. You've been regular with us, and most of the people look forward to your talk. So you've been one person who's been very close to us, and words that you share, sometimes it's like a slap of awakening for us. But I think that sort of, we are open to that because we are all on the same path where we want to grow. So we are happy to take that and learn and grow. So every time you come, it's a new learning for us, new insight, new knowledge. So from the bottom of our heart, from Rtambhara, really thank you for your time and taking the session forward. Thank you.
I'd like to inform everybody that's here that in the coming week, we have two great programs for you. On 31st July, Friday, we have Acharya Raghu Ganapati ji. He's going to be talking to us on managing stress, and this is part 2. For those who have missed part 1, please see the uploaded recording on YouTube for the first session. On Sunday, 2nd August, we have, as usual, our yoga program with Umesh Dagat ji, which starts at 7 a.m. And on 4th July, we have a very interesting program. We have Mrs. Purva Dhanashri, who's going to take us on a journey into Vilasini Natyam. It's a dance tradition of Telugu hereditary female dancer singers. So please join us for that. Thank you again for your presence and participation today from all of us at Rtambhara. We look forward to your presence this week on Friday 31st, Sunday 2nd, and then 4th of August for the dance program. With that, we conclude. Thank you so much.